Hi, my name is Akankshya Upadhyay and I am your English instructor. In today's class, we will solve the grammar test portion of Unit 5, which is criticizing and expressing degrees of probability. Let's begin.
On, in, and at are used while talking about time and place. Now let's go through a few rules that to help us understand its usage. First, we will be looking at the use of these prepositions with time. Always remember that in is a very general form, on is a little less general and a little more specific, so this is in between, and at is very specific. So while talking about a longer period of time, like months, years, and century, we use in, whereas on is used for a specific date, day, or holiday, and at is used for a very specific point of time. So we usually say in 2010 or in April, also in 19th century, whereas on is used for saying on Women's Day, or we also say on Monday, whereas at is used for more specific notations. For example, at noon, or we say at 3 p.m. So notice that in is a more general form and at is a very specific form. So in between we have on. Next we have these prepositions for place. So now again, in is used for more general places and on is used for more specific places, while at is used for the most specific places. In generally refers to enclosed surfaces, now the surfaces which have boundaries, whereas on is used to refer for surfaces. We also use on while talking about island or streets and even large vehicles, whereas at is used to denote a point. So it can be an address, an exact address, or a specific location. Now let's see an example. I live at the corner of 3rd floor on Lakshmi Toll in Kathmandu. So at the corner is a very specific location of 3rd floor. On Lakshmi Toll is a little less specific, and then in Kathmandu is very general. So with this example, we can understand the use of in, on, and at in a sentence. Hence, so when on is used for surface, we can always say on the wall or on the door and on the floor. Similarly, in can be used for an enclosed surface or boundary. So we can say in the garden, in the room, in a box, or even in a building. At is generally used for points. So we can say at the bus stop. So bus stop is a very specific point at the entrance. Now English, we know that English is a language that is full of exceptions. Remember I told you that on can be used for large vehicles. So we always say on a truck or on a bus. However, we never say in a car. We never say on a car. So for vehicles, even if a car is a large one, we say in a car. Also remember the use for preposition for vehicles. Now with the knowledge of these prepositions, we are ready to solve the exercise portion for this unit. Now here, we will complete a story by using the appropriate prepositions. This is the first half of the story, and we need to fill in the blanks with the words that's listed here. So we can use on, under, make, at, to, got, in, of, go, and made. So we need to fill in the blanks with these 10 words. Now let's begin. It was a cold and freezing evening. A group of monkeys were blank a tree. So the first option is on, and we can use on in this sentence because it's talking about a surface. We already know that on can be used for surfaces. So we can say, it was a cold and freezing evening. A group of monkeys were on a tree. The cold blank them cuddled together. So the words we can use are on, under, make, at, to, got, in, go, off, and made. So the cold made them cuddle together makes correct meaning, makes correct sense. As the cold under them, make them, at them, or to them does not make any sense. Also, we can also say the cold got them cuddled together. So let's continue. One, the monkeys said. Now we can definitely use of here because we're talking about one of the monkeys. So one of the monkeys said, I wish I could find some fire. It would make us feel warm. Suddenly, they noticed a flock of fireflies. One of the young monkeys thought it was fire. So we're done with the first half. Using these 10 words, we need to fill in the blanks of rest of the story. Let's complete the story. He caught a firefly and put it on a dry leaf. So again, we can use on because on is used for surfaces, and started blowing at it. So now we know that it's a specific leaf, so we can use at. The other monkey also joined in his effort. Since in is more general, so we can use joined in his effort because we don't know how much is that effort. Soon a sparrow came flying to its nest. So if we use to, this sentence makes sense. The monkeys were sitting on the same tree. She noticed what they were doing. The silly task of the monkeys got the sparrow to laugh at them. Now we cannot use made here in this sentence instead of got because got is always used with to plus a verb. So we can say the silly task of monkeys made them laugh, but we cannot say the silly task of the monkeys got the sparrow to laugh. She advised them to shelter in a cave. So we can write in here because we know that in can be used for an enclosed surface which has boundary. So a cave is an enclosed surface which has boundary. But the monkey did not listen to the sparrow. As they were tired of blowing, they realized that the sparrow was correct. This made them go to a nearby cave. So in this way we can complete the story. Next, we need to choose correct option and complete the sentences. So the first question is, the color of these shirts is, are, or have so unique that it has been, being appreciated by everyone. Now we are talking about multiple shirts. So this is the plural form. However, we are talking about one feature of the shirt. So this makes it singular. So we say the color of these shirts is so unique. So why did we choose is and not are? Because we are talking about one feature of multiple shirts. So unique that it has been appreciated by everyone. So that it has appreciated by everyone or so unique that it being appreciated by everyone does not make any sense. So we can say the color of these shirts is so unique that it has been appreciated by everyone. Next we have the village is being, has been, or will be developed fast these days. So since we're talking about present, the second half of the sentence is talking about the present and about the present that is developed fast these days. So we're living in this day and we're talking about these days. So this must be in ing form. As it must be in continuous form, we choose is being. So this village is being developed fast these days. The people in the village are paid or pays much attention to its development. So people in this village, if we use are, we need to have paying. People in this village are paying more attention. So that would make a good sense. If we are using are in this sentence, there must have been verb plus ing form the people in this village are paying much attention to its development would make a correct sense. However, are paid does not make this sentence grammatically correct, so we don't consider this option. Now we have two options left, pay and pays. As people is a plural noun, we use the singular verb. So we say, the people in the village pay much attention to its development. Next we have, if this movie is not worked, does not work, is not being worked. So in the first half, when if is used, we know that we are talking about future. So we can say, if this movie does not work, because this cannot be in past tense. If cannot be used with past tense, that is not worked. And it cannot be used with the present continuous forms as well. It cannot be used with the continuous form as well. So we can say, if this movie does not work, another trick will have to be used. So we cannot say another trick will have used or will have been using, because we're using if, so we need to be future oriented, and we can say, if this movie does not work, another trick will have to be used. And with this, we've come to the end of this lesson. The homework for today's class is to complete the sentence with prepositions. So these are the 3 questions that you will need to solve as your homework. The first one, I have been writing a book dash English grammar. Second question is, you can find me here any working day blank 6 p.m. but not blank Saturday. Keep the ornaments blank a tray. So fill in the blanks with in, on, or at. This is all for today's class. If you have any questions, any suggestions, or anything that you wish to share with us, please feel free to write to us at learning@deerwalk.edu.np. Thanks for watching.